We're going to be looking at the Maimer of the Alter Rebbe on SHLACH. And in this particular Maimer, the Alter Rebbe begins to explain the dual nature of all things in existence. That everything receives a flow of spiritual energy from above, and then you and I express that energy externally from ourselves, but as do plants, as do animals, as do angels. So he takes the example of a plant, and he says a plant doesn't grow unless there is a spiritual energy which we call Mazal. I know we commonly call Mazal luck, but Mazal really is a Hebrew word that means nozel, that it flows. A spiritual energy flow from above energizes the plant, and therefore the plant grows. But there's an inner energy flow, and then there's an energy flow that provides an external manifestation. What do we mean? So, for example, the inner energy flow to, say, an orange tree, which produces oranges. The part of that inner aspect provides the taste of the orange, or the taste of a grape, whatever might be the case, or the taste of the wheat. So taste is something which is spiritually within, a deeper component. But then there's an external component, and that is the fleshiness of the fruit, the materialistic substance of the fruit or the wheat or what might be the case. How then it is used externally as food, for example. So you've got that part of the flow from above, which also manifests in a more external way. So you have an internal effect, and you have an effect which becomes externalized. So you have the idea of panim. Panim means inner, from the word panim, face, because a face always moves in the direction of where it receives sounds, communication, attraction to the eyes, whatever might be the case. Panim, it flows in, and then you have chutza, which is out. So you've got the result of that flow and how we then utilize it, or the plant then utilizes it, or the animal, or even the angel. And this is the point that the Alter Rebbe is making at the initial stage, that there are these two dimensions. There's always, even in the angelic world, a higher world that produces and affects the angels of the lower world. And the angels of that world then produce effects of angels to the world below it, in both dimensions. The inner characteristic of the angel and its external expression then in the world that it finds itself in. So these two dimensions exist in everything, and it probably makes a lot of sense that we start to think in terms of what is it that I am gaining by way of influence from Torah, from above. And of course we can speak in terms of environmental influence, but we're talking about higher order influence. How do I then express higher order influence? Am I simply the product of my environment and genetics? Or am I capable of taking higher order spiritual flow from above and express it in my life, express it in my family and the like? So let's do a little meditative exercise to internalize that concept so we become more proficient and more regular in understanding the in and what we do with the out. So gently close your eyes. Just become aware of your breath, breathing in and breathing out. And as you breathe in, you're breathing in an influence from above. Allow your in-breath to represent the effect of Torah learning, the effect of leading a Jewish spiritual life, a tangible Torah life, the influence from above, what that does internally to your mind, consciousness, the way you then view the world, the goals and purposes that you set yourself of higher order for you, your spouse, your children, and perhaps grandchildren as well. The influence from above, all latent in the way you breathe in Hashem's energy. And as you breathe out, you express that influence in the way that you behave, the way that you speak, and the way that you think. They are the three outputs as a consequence of your in-breath, knowledge from above, influence from above. You breathe out, and you breathe out expression, consequence of having gained higher order information. In and out. So just spend a few moments breathing alternately in and then out. But each time you breathe in, become aware of divine influence in your life. And as you breathe out, commit yourself to expressing it accurately and truly. So breathe in Torah, breathe out the way you express it. In, out. Torah, your expression. And gently open your eyes, coming all the way back and being able to interpolate that into your life consciously.